Hello friends, welcome back to the Kanto region. We are still here in Vermilion, but we are going to ride north and head back to Saffron City where we plan to face the gym leader Sabrina. I want to make a real quick pit stop first though at the Sylph Company and see that now that the power's back, perhaps we can get the dubious disc there or something else. I didn't look it up, but there was a reference to the power plant before. It's Sylph Company's latest product. It's not for sale anywhere, but that was the upgrade. Oh. Out of order. It may electrocute you, stay away. Well, it'd be really nice if there were stairs here, but there's not. So I guess this is the entire Sylph Company as far as it is programmed into Heartgold and Soul Silver. Oh well, at least we tried. Onward to the gym then. And let's see, who should we put up as our lead? Rod is lowest level, but I'm not sure I want Rod to face some psychic types. We'll have to get him some XP a little later on. Let's bring Cherry out. And there shouldn't be any double battles in here since it's a gym. Although I guess Erica's gym did have a double battle in it. Yo, legend in the making! A trainer as skilled as you doesn't need to be told how to deal with Psychic-type Pokemon, right? I expect great things, good luck. You already talked to him a while ago. Of course, this person might have a Ghost type. Didn't some of them use Ghost types in Generation 1? Not that fighting types will affect Ghost types, but Shadow Claw will. Let's give it a try. The power of all those you defeated comes to me. Is that how that works? I absorb the souls of people I defeat, and then you're gonna beat me and absorb the souls into you. Okay, so Steel and Psychic means it is even for fighting moves. So close combat it is. Bronzor has a pretty high defense stat, but Rod also has a very high attack stat, and a black belt. Hoo-ha. Okay, Hypno. So it looks like even the mediums here do use psychic types. Still, I don't think Hypno has a very high defense stat. I could be wrong. So we'll see what this does. One shot. Alright, let's keep out Rod then. Seems like so far he's doing pretty good. Our Pokemon seem to do the best when they're against matchups that are not in their favor. Strong, far too strong. So the best strategy here I found is just to always go left or right. Or north or south, either one. But they'll never go in a circle, and sooner or later you will reach Sabrina. Let me just make sure we face every trainer, because it's possible that we won't. So we have faced true trainers, and I think there are, what, if there's a 9x9 grid, there's the front one, there's Sabrina, there should be 7 trainers here total, which seems about right. Kadabra! And Kadabra's fast, so it might like one-shot me before I can use Shadow Claw, but we're gonna give it a try. That's what I was afraid of. This will do a lot of damage, but Rod has a decent special defense stat. I'm always surprised about that, being more of a physical Pokemon. But for whatever reason, they decided to give Heracross a better special defense than defense. And hey, I am not complaining. Any Pokemon that can survive a Psychic attack by Kadabra is alright by me. Girafarig. Girafarig is not susceptible to Shadow Claw, being part normal type, but it's also not resistant to close combat, so, you know, pros and cons. Question is, will this be a knockout? It's only 4 levels lower. Our Pokemon may have been overleveled for the SS Aqua, but for the gym leaders and their trainers, we're about on target. I'm pretty sure Sabrina's Pokemon will be maybe slightly higher than mine, but I still think the odds are leaning towards us winning. I'm gonna use a couple citrus berries, heal up Rod all the way. And just to be extra certain that he can survive whatever psychic attacks may come, let's have him all the way up. How are my plants doing? I haven't checked them in a while. Oh, they have sprouted. Yay, more berries. I'll go ahead and plant those after the episode, because half an hour shouldn't really matter, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me plant berries all day. Alright, next trainer. The fighting dojo next door was once the city's gym. Huh, I knew they were once a gym. I thought they were just like competitors though. I think I'm probably thinking of the two gyms in the TV show. That was an interesting premise as well. Alright, Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime can have the ability Filter, which decreases the damage it takes from super effective moves, I think by a quarter. But I'm not sure if they could have it in this generation. Mr. Mime also becomes part Fairy type, which I always forget. But that's in Gen 6. We could use Shadow Claw or Aerial Ace. Shadow Claw has higher base power, so Shadow Claw it is. One other thing I wanted to mention from before is I did look up out of curiosity how many people were at Game Freak when Pokemon was created, the first games, and it looks like on the design side I counted 16 people in the credits. Some of them had multiple hats and multiple jobs, but I think there were 16 individuals. I might be off by a little bit, but it's actually more than the dozen or less I was thinking, but still a pretty small team when you compare it to especially modern day video games. Very impressive that those 16 individuals started this whole phenomenon. Wonder how many of them are still there. I think at least a few are, or involved in the newer games. Some of them actually pretty directly, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably got to be a very rewarding job too, being able to make games that you know are going to be played by probably millions of kids around the globe. And pretty much all the Pokemon games have been universally well received. Some more than others, of course, but there hasn't been like a bad main series game. Some of the maybe side games have been kind of, they're okay, but all the main series games have been pretty fun. So when you have a winning formula, it's nice to tweak it and make it better, but don't break it. I think they've done actually a really good job with that. It's probably hard to find the right balance between you want to make enough changes and enough new additions that it keeps things fresh and interesting, but you also want to keep a lot of the same mechanics and ideas that made the games so popular and so fun in the first place. I'm actually excited to play Sun and Moon when we get there because I haven't played those yet, and I remember hearing that they're a little bit unique as far as the story goes. But they did get really good reviews, so I'm looking forward to it. And we didn't fall asleep because the battle ended, I guess, so that's cool. I lost track of trainers, which is good because there's not one here anyway, so maybe there's only 6 trainers. And there's not one there either, so maybe there's only a few trainers. Maybe only one in each of the corners, in which case we have, I think, one more to face. Unless I've lost count. Is it you? Nope, we faced you already. Did we face all the trainers already? We faced you, right? Yeah, so we did upper left, bottom left. We do upper right? We did bottom right, I know. Maybe we did. Let me just kind of randomize this to see if I can get to... Okay. Yeah, we faced them all, right? Alright, so let's head back to Sabrina then, and we'll heal up our power points just in case, and then we will take her on. I'm not sure what her first Pokemon is, but I guess we might as well keep Outrod. I will need a Lepa Berry. I did use a Confusion Berry in the Pokemon League. Since I was just training, I didn't mind using items. Since my real goal was to get Gengar XP, not to have like fun battles. And I don't think I'm going to use close combat, but I've got plenty of Lepa Berries. I'm growing even more, as you guys saw, so let's be extra cautious here. And are all of our items correct? Oops, didn't mean to do that. Black Belt, Charcoal, Mystic Water, Sharp Beak, Miracle Seed, Black Glasses. Sounds good to me. The one thing I want to do, not that it's going to really matter much in this battle, but just before I forget to do it, let me go ahead and use some of these PP ups. Rod's Close Combat, and I think you can only use 3 PP ups per move. Each one increases it by 20%. Yeah. So in the case of a move with 5 power points, you can get up to 8. If you add 10, you can get 16, etc. And I also want to increase Recruit Stone Edge because that's a great move. It's his most powerful stab attack. Despite the mischance, and especially because of the mischance, I really want to use these PP ups on Stone Edge. Alright. we'll save the last one. Not sure. Maybe I'll use it on like Stone Edge if I teach it to Rod, or who knows. I knew you were coming. 3 years ago I had a vision of your arrival. You're after my badge. I don't enjoy battling, but it's my duty as a gym leader to confer badges on anyone who has proven him or herself worthy. Since you wish it, I will show you my psychic powers. Alright, Sabrina, bring it on. Does she have 4 or 5? I hope 5, but there's been a trend of them all having 4. I know in the last game she had 4. 3? Is it going to be like the Abracadabra thing again? No. Oh, okay. That does sound familiar that she has Espeon now. I think it's like Espeon, Mr. Mime, and Alakazam. It's funny how it kind of comes back to you. Alright, so we could take Kadabra Psychic, but Espeon is more powerful than Kadabra. I believe Espeon actually has the highest special attack of any Johto Pokemon. 2 HP, nicely done, Rod. I don't think this will one-shot Espeon. It doesn't have the best defense, but it's okay. But it should still do a lot of damage to it. Yep, there we go. Alright. She's gonna use a full restore. This would be a good opportunity to get a critical hit. But even if it doesn't happen, at least Rod did a good job taking away most of Espeon's HP. And since we have 6 Pokemon and she has 3 at this rate, we're in pretty good shape. And Rod is our only Pokemon who's weak to psychic attacks, so the fact that even he could do that much against a psychic Pokemon bodes very well. Let's bring out Cherry, get him some XP. Not sure what I'll do more here, because psychic Pokemon tend to have weak defenses, so Earthquake or Body Slam might do more. But let's try Petal Dance. Espeon is faster, it's also very fast. I think base 110 speed and base 130 special attack. And the reason it's the highest is because all of the Johto Pokemon tend to have higher physical attack. Like Ho-Oh and Tyranitar, Entei as well. Raikou has pretty good special attack, but not quite as high as Espeon. Suicune I think has decent special attack, but it's more defensive, and Lugia is also more defensive. Light Screens. Mr. Mime is faster, that's kind of unfortunate, and the Light Screen is going to have the damage it takes from Petal Dance, so this would have been a time where it would have been really good to have Seed Bomb. Now we are confused, so I'm thinking I might want to switch out. The best thing to do would be to bring in Kroot, expecting a psychic attack. I didn't really want to give Kroot more experience at this point. I wanted to let the rest of my team catch up, but I also really don't want to lose this, so I don't take any chances. Let's just go for it. Kroot will attack on the physical side, so that Light Screen will not really matter, and of course, that was a good switch in because he took no damage from the incoming psychic attack, being Dark type. Of course, that's the whole reason why Dark was created, was to be a counter to Psychic, which was a little OP in Generation 1. I probably should have realized that Kroot is slower than Cherry, and Cherry is slower than Mr. Mime, therefore Kroot is slower than Mr. Mime, therefore I really should have used Rock Polish, because why not, but didn't think of that, so we are the same level as Alakazam. What will happen after this, I already know. Must be a burden? Alright. Reflect, okay, so Alakazam knows Reflect. That'll have the damage my Crunch does, but it's still going to be super effective. Stab, Black Glasses. Alakazam has a low defense stat and fairly low HP as well. So this might be a one-shot still. We are at the same level, so it'll be close. The Sandstorm actually might have made the difference there. Let's find out, shall we? We are faster. What I'm worried about is a Focus Blast. But I think in the Sandstorm, Tyranitar could actually survive one. We will never know though, because even through the Reflect, Crunch could still defeat Alakazam. It should have gone for the Focus Blast right away if it had it. I get it. Your power, it far exceeds what I foresaw. Maybe it is impossible to fully predict what the future holds. Okay, you win. You earned yourself the Marsh Badge. So there's another cool theory about Pokemon. Hold that thought. I failed to accurately predict your power. That means your power is beyond my psychic ability. You deserve this. TM48. It's not psychic, so what is that? Skill swap. Oh, okay. That's interesting, but what did she say? Oh. Thought she said she was going to try to become the champion too. I could see her becoming an Elite Four member champion. She seems like one of the stronger Kanto gym leaders. Definitely the highest potential. That was another fantastic battle. Thank you, random dude. Alright, so we still have plenty of time for this episode, and while I am, I guess a little tired and probably should be preparing to go to sleep, I'd rather press onward at this point and head towards Pewter City. So let's do it, shall we? Going to avoid the grass as best I can here. Whoa, what am I doing? Okay, there we go. Let's heal up just because we're right next to a Pokemon Center. It's probably faster than using items anyway. And that will put Rob back in the lead, which will put him in a good position to earn some more experience. Alright, here we go. I am pretty happy with our team overall. I think it took a while for them to all kind of come together, but now that everybody's fully evolved, most of them have their final movesets are pretty close to it. I think we have a pretty strong team. Definitely still a few trainers I'm worried about, but even like the two trainers we're going to be facing, like Brock and Blaine, I'm not worried about really at all, to be honest with you. And then the 8th gym leader and the other trainer, a little worried, more than Brock and Blaine, but I still think we have like a 90% plus chance of winning. It's only when we get to like Lance, his rematch, and maybe the final trainer, where I think our odds might be lower than that. But that's good. It should make them fun battles. What was I doing? Repels. Alright. I imagine there's still Diglett and Dugtrio in this cave. I spent a long time in this cave training in my original blue version. Oh, there's an upper level. And it looks like we probably need rock climb to get up there. Alright, we'll come back here at some point, or we might not. Luckily, we don't need rock climb to come out this end. Oh, tell me we don't need cut. Oh, we need cut, don't we? Oh, that's really unfortunate. I should have remembered that. Is there like a ledge I could hop down, please? Maybe? I know in Generation 1 you need a cut, but I figured they wouldn't... I just didn't even think about it, to be honest. This is the house where you get Flash in Generation 1. From Professor Oak's aid if you have 10 Pokemon in your Pokedex, which is pretty easy by this point in the game. Oh my good nuggets, you're the first visitor in a long time. Ah, he's gonna give me a nugget, that's appreciated. 5,000 free Pokedollars for selling that. Alright. Wish random people would give me $5,000 if I just found them. There's a house, but I kind of feel like there might not be a ledge. Oh, Professor Oak is waiting for me. And he wants me to have another Sacred Ash. Wow. You get 2 of them in this game. That's cool. It's an amazing item indeed, but we will not be using it, probably. Definitely not in battle. Because that'd be way too easy. Alright, no more repel. Oh, they're all going to be cut, aren't they? Jerk. Well, you know what? Can Heracross learn cut? Pretty sure he can, and at this point in the game, I will be learning my other coverage move pretty soon, whether I decide to go with Stone Edge or Earthquake. So in the interest of saving time, let's just go ahead and use Cut, and I can use the move deleter off screen, and yeah, we'll do that. Alright, please forget Aerial Ace, because I don't want to keep Aerial Ace, since it would be very hard to find a scenario where Aerial Ace would do more damage than Close Combat or Mega Horn. It's more accurate than Mega Horn, and it doesn't have the defense drop of Close Combat, so there is that, but still, as far as move slots go, I feel like it would be better occupied by Earthquake or Stone Edge. And I do want to keep Shadow Claw just for those rare Ghost types we might end up facing. Because Ghost types will resist both they'll be immune to... Nope, don't want to headbutt the tree, even if we could. They'll be immune to fighting attacks, and they will doubly resist bug attacks, so both of my stab attacks. In Gengar's case, at least. In other Ghost types, it would just be single resistances. Although, I don't know, if we see a Drifblim, that would doubly resist it as well. Beedrill, level 40. That's kind of a low level. Rock Tomb should be super effective against a bug type, right? Although, again, Close Combat might do more. No, it'd be I think Rock Tomb would do a little bit more, it's just the accuracy difference. Alright, very nice. I was going to guess Butterfree, and now Butterfree will take more damage for sure. I was about to say I could have used Aerial Ace too, but nope, just gave that uppercut. So Rock Tomb it is, it's 4 times super effective, but of course only if it hits. Butterfree is going to use Safeguard, which will protect it from status ailments, but Heracross is not really known to be a status-inflicting Pokemon. Tailwind, good move, makes it faster, but makes its whole team faster actually, a very good move in double battles. But yeah. So Silver Wind, Bug is even against bug types, but not good against fighting, so in that case my fighting secondary type came in. Wow, really? I think Raj is getting tired. Me too, buddy, but we gotta hold in there for another like 10 minutes or so. And it should be a pretty fun 10 minutes. We won't have time to face Brock, obviously, but I don't know, maybe next episode? We'll see. I don't remember if Brock is just sitting there in his gym waiting to be faced, or if you have to do something first. If he's just sitting there, then yeah, maybe. Although even if he's not, I might, or even if he is, I might still head somewhere else first. You'll come to think of it, I guess these are some pretty good areas for training. So maybe we will train a little bit here just to finish out the episode. You know, I'm not sure why girls just like bug Pokemon, although that's probably a generalization. I'm sure there are some girls who do like bugs. I was going to say Bugsy, but Bugsy is actually a guy. Everybody thinks Bugsy's a girl, but common misconception. Wouldn't mind seeing some Scythers or Pincers or other Heracross. I guess it's Scyther and Pinsir, not Scythers and Pincers. Alright, got some more XP. You know, it looks like we won't have to do too much training before we face that last gym leader. Not at this rate. Like I said, I want them to be 55, 56-ish. But, we might be pretty close. Maybe I'll do like one run through the Elite Four just for a couple more levels. We'll see how we end up before then. You two? Well, I guess I can face you guys at the same time. And I'm going to run through that grass up there and see what happens. Nothing bad. Alright, let's head through Viridian Forest. It's like a maze. I think you can catch some cool Pokemon here, but they should be low level. Let's see one wild Pokemon just to confirm that, but I'll probably use a Repel after that. That is not a path. Okay, is this not grass? Oh, I see a cliff there. Ah, I gotcha, it's hard to tell. Alright, well, I'm glad we have cut. Different music. I missed the Viridian Forest music. That's a shame. Wish they would have kept that around. Hoot Hoot level 3. Alright, not even worth our time. Let's go ahead and use a Max Repel. There's probably some trainers in here we can face. There are in other generations. I kinda hope there are, just for more experience, but I wouldn't fully mind if there weren't. Leaf Stone, okay. That evolves some Pokemon, but we really need a Water Stone, not a Leaf Stone. So that was kind of useless. Oh, so there are trainers, and you can avoid them if you have Cut, but don't want to avoid them because I want the good experience. Usually bug catchers are pretty easy too, as far as trainers go. There are a few very powerful bug Pokemon in the series, and Bug is a very good offensive type, but overall they tend to be weaker than most Pokemon. Looks like we will have to use a Lepa Berry after this battle. So, what else can I talk about here? I guess I can talk about moves again, and kind of the standard moves. So, Bug type, Bug Buzz is the definite Bug special attack. I think it's like 90 base power, and don't remember if it has like a secondary effect or not. I kind of think it doesn't. Physical, the ideal one would be Mega Horn, but very few Bug Pokemon can learn Mega Horn. In fact, very few Pokemon can learn Mega Horn, and a lot of the ones that can are not Bug type, like Nidoking or Seeking. They're just Pokemon that happen to have horns. In fact, I really can't think of another bug type besides Heracross that has Mega Horn. It used to be Heracross's signature move. I'm sure there are some, but none of them come to mind. Other than that, I don't know. There's got to be another bug type move that's kind of not as good as Mega Horn, but still a decent physical move. There's like Pin Missile and Twin Needle, but I think those are pretty weak. Unless they maybe increase the power. Oh, I hope this doesn't miss. Good. I totally forgot to use that Lepa Berry, clearly. But yeah, if there's another bug type move, let's see, what would I use if I had like a Scyther? U-turn's a good one. It does switch out your Pokemon, but that's usually advantageous in trainer battle, in like real people battles. Alright, let's use that Lepa Berry. Not gonna use a Citrus Berry because I don't think we're in too much danger from these bug types. Rock Tomb. Alright, very nice. Yeah, I was thinking maybe I should have gotten Stone Edge here, or Stone Edge before I came here against these bug types, but Rock Tomb seems to be doing just fine. Metapod, yeah, this won't be hard. It is the same level though, so just like that guy who had the super high level Magikarp, this guy had evolved his Metapod into Butterfree. Plus, it doesn't learn any more moves, ever, so why are you keeping it as a Metapod? This guy must just like really like Metapod. He did survive a Rock Tomb, ooh, and its speed is lower. Luckily that doesn't matter at all, so pretty sure Shadow Claw will finish it off, even after the defense boost. And if I'm wrong, then it just uses another Harden and doesn't waste anything except our time and a little bit of power points. Another Metapod. Let's see what Close Combat will do to it. It'll do a little less than Stone Edge, but it's guaranteed to hit. Actually, looks like it did a little more, but I think that's just a coincidence, or... Actually, you know, maybe because of the Black Belt, it probably would do a little bit more. Defenses are raised. I think Shadow Claw once again should finish it off. Just going to avoid a defense boost in case his next Pokemon somehow has a chance to attack me. But no, it is another Metapod. You do want to make sure you use the better move though before the defense boost, otherwise it might not be a 2-hit KO. Or rather a Close Combat in Shadow Claw might not be a 2-hit KO. That one took a little less damage, just the damage spread, or maybe different stats. I'd be curious to know how the EVs are distributed for trainer Pokemon. Like, are they just even across the board, which is probably what I would do if I was a game dev, or are like some trainers random and maybe the champions actually are a little bit EV trained? Not really sure. I do think though that trainer Pokemon have EVs, not max EVs, at least not in most cases, but some EVs, whereas oh, Blue Flute. That's like a Poke Flute, I think, but you might only be able to use it once. So it's basically just like an Awakening. Not even sure why they added flutes. I'm sure there's nothing more efficient and beautiful than a bug Pokemon. Yeah, not sure I agree there. I totally forgot what I was saying again. Looks like I am getting a little tired. Alright, so what other move types? Rock, we already talked about Power Gem, and then either Stone Edge or Rock Slide. You have a choice there between power and accuracy. And if Rock Slide was 100% accurate, I think everybody would go with Rock Slide, but because it's not, that makes it a little bit of a tougher choice. Fighting, we already talked about, I think, Aura Sphere in Close Combat. A lot of Pokemon can't learn Close Combat, so they have to learn like Superpower or Cross Chop or even Submission. But a lot of options for fighting type physical moves. And Kakuna. Now Kakuna will doubly resist fighting, being bug and poison, so pretty much have to go with Rock Tomb here. This Kakuna is only level 38 though. It's funny, you would think that the guy who had to train up his Metapod, had more Metapod, would have lower level Metapod, because it takes a while to train Metapod. Whereas the guy who had a Beedrill might have like a higher level Kakuna, because he could like do the switching trick. Let's use another Repel, and that's where I was talking about EVs. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a formula where it said like level times whatever equals EV per stat for trainers. But I am pretty sure that wild Pokemon do not have EVs. In fact, I'm pretty much positive of that. But trainer Pokemon do. So if it's ever seemed like trainer Pokemon are more powerful, and not just because of the AI, you're not mistaken. They are actually more powerful because of their effort values. Alright, so there are actually a lot of bug trainers in this forest, but that's been good. It's given us something to do, and got us a lot of XP for Rod here, who really hasn't seen too many battles lately. So that's been good. 6 rock tombs, that should be enough to get us through the rest. Let's see, Butterfree is flying type, so flying type Brave Bird is the default physical attack, although you could also use Fly or Acrobatics, all good moves. Fly isn't as good at competitive battling because it's a 2-turn move, and even though you can't be affected on your first turn, ooh, I'm really afraid of close combat and static, but whatever. It is the most reliable move here. And I don't think Shadow Claw would take out Pikachu. Maybe I'm wrong. And I think Shadow Claw is probably Contact anyway, so yeah. And we didn't get unlucky, so there we go. I like that he has a Pikachu being a bug catcher. That's kind of surprising, but you can catch Pikachu here in Viridian Forest. It might be the only place in the game. They're just a rare find. You can even catch them in Pokemon Red and Blue if you want a very early electric type. In fact, some people probably caught Pikachu before Ash did, since the game or the TV show came after the game did. As for special moves for flying, so yeah, Brave Bird and Acrobatics are really the way to go. Acrobatics does great damage, but requires you not to have a held item. Fly does almost as much damage if you do have like the sharp beak, but and it can fly you places, but it's not quite as accurate. So I'd probably recommend Acrobatics for Pokemon that can learn it. But you know, personal preference. If you don't want to put a Pokemon into the PC every time, you could definitely make a good case for Fly. I don't know, you're the one wearing shorts, you tell me. Alright, 3 Pokemon, shouldn't be too tough. So flying special, I guess Hurricane would be the move. It's kind of like the flying equivalent of like Thunder or Burmy. I think Burmy can be 3 different types actually. It has 3 different forms, and it can't change forms, whatever it is, it is. I want to say this one is Grass and Bug. So I guess we're going to go with Rock Tomb? Just waste my PP, why don't you? It can also be Ground and Bug, I think, and Steel and Bug. I know Steel and Bug is one of them. I actually faced one of them in the Battle Tower, but I realized it was the Steel category, so I was like, well, I know which one this is, because I'm in the Steel category, so it has to be Steel and Bug. I honestly couldn't even tell you what generation of Pokemon these are. I think Gen 4, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Gen 4. They're just kind of forgettable bug types. Ones you should remember the typing of in case you ever faced them in battle, but other than that, they're not like super remarkable. Alright, last Rock Tomb, will it hit? It will not. Tailwind. Butterfree will now be faster, as will its allies, for I think 4 turns. I know it varies. Close combat is doubly not very effective against a Butterfree, so I guess Shadow Claw. Again, I have no idea why Butterfree used Safeguard. Wow, critical hit. Nicely done, Rod. And Beedrill, also going to take doubly resisted damage from close combat, so why are you using agility? This bug catcher is not the brightest guy in the forest. Like, he's already doubling his speed via Tailwind. Maybe he's trying to keep his speed high for when it goes away, but why? You're not going to get that chance, clearly. Oh well. They'll sting when you take a bath, meaning the cuts and bruises. Alright, well, we have made it to Pewter City. I think this is a good place to rest for the night. I have to get up in a little over 4 hours, so tired or not, I do need to get some sleep. And if it's nighttime where you are, then you probably should too. But when we come back, we will do some more cool adventuring here in Kanto. We have a couple really fun battles coming up in the next episode or 2, so I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys stay tuned, and I will see you all next time.